I am back with regular videos once a week at least, looking at technical analysis for Bitcoin and a few other cryptos with a trading expert.
Using Wi-Fi without NordVPN could mean sharing your private stuff with more people than you think. NordVPN. Online security starts with a click.
Ready to hop in the 6-4 and cruise around the blocks? There's a storm coming to the underworld and the heat is on. Take over the blocks and call the shots. It's time to hustle or get hustled. What's it gonna be? Stay sharp. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Don't let them catch you slipping. Only real gangsters thrive in the dope wars world.
Hey,
trading expert might be
a trading expert. Yeah. We'll find out about you, right? Now, before we introduce Crypto Deb, I just want to say, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel. And I am now on 3Speak, bit.ly/CryptoRich 3Speak and bit.ly CryptoRich Odyssey. Does take me a bit of time to get my videos up on 3Speak. Odyssey, they'll be up straight away. If you're watching this on YouTube, come over to those channels because of the censorship on YouTube. All right. Hey, Deb, thank you so much for making yourself available. And I said that you're an expert trader because you actually make a living from trading.
I'm working towards it. It's been some work in progress, but yes, that's what my aim is. And my main aim is that everyone in the world can build intergenerational wealth if they put the work in. Yes. And so that's my goal for myself, my family, both my nearest and my extended family. But I'm very much keen and all about intergenerational. I can't even say it.
Intergenerational wealth. Well, that is the opportunity.
Intergenerational wealth
and cryptocurrencies. And I think you're being a bit self-effacing in a very typical English manner, because you do make a living. It may not be much of a living, but it's more of a living than I make from trading. I don't trade at all. I can read charts and do TA, but I don't trade off it. I just hodl. And I think there's value to be gained from what you've got to offer, plus also from what I've got to offer in terms of looking at technical indicators and macro indicators.
Yeah.
Okay. And the other thing that we were talking about this before, right, is you're not well, neither am I, right? We're not like 18, 19 years old and we can take extraordinary risks and everything. No. So this
retirement is much nearer than the 20s now. So, it's like like we were saying, we don't want to take the risks. This is investing or trading to be smart and not to be like, hooray, the next moonshot. Like, I'm not interested in that. Don't want to do that. Do I want to consistently compound my profits and make myself rich that way? Absolutely. And that's what I'm all about.
Great. Okay. Now, if anybody has any comments or questions, put them in the description below. And especially on Odyssey, it's easier on Odyssey. I'm not going to chase you all in all these different channels. And then we can follow those up in our subsequent videos. Hopefully this is going to be every week, usually on a Monday, to start the week off. Okay. All right, Deb, do you want to share your screen and show us? We're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, look at some macro indicators. Depending upon the time, we may look at another altcoin as well.
Okay, right. Let's do that.
All right, so this is Bitcoin against USDT on KuCoin.
Yes, let me get that on the chart. So this is a daily chart, and there's lots of different ways you can read charts. But the question is what is the price doing? Is it making it? For me, I always ask myself, is this making a higher high or a higher low? And obviously, you can see over here it was making higher highs. This was a higher high. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And then it carries on like this. And now we've been making higher lows and then lower lows. And it went sideways for a bit. And recently it's been doing, that was a higher high. And then it did a low, it went sideways. And then it dropped down. And then it went sideways and it's dropped down. And now it's been going sideways along this level for a really, really long time. So people talk about, what's this support resistance level? I just draw a line across. I'm not that, particular about it, about whether the moving average is this, that, or the other. But you can see it's a really solid support line. It's been there. It's done it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. It did this big hammer candle yesterday, and this is today. So ideally, what we'd like to see from here is a reverse up. Now, where will it go? I don't know. Hopefully, and I say hopefully because if anyone's got a fully functioning crystal ball, then let me know. It might aim for this kind of area where it's been.
Can you say what the numbers are?
Sure. I mean, right now the price as we're recording this is 19,289. Obviously, the lowest that it has been is this week over here, or in this range, and that was. Let me just read it off the top. That was 17,614. And where I think it might head back up to is maybe 21,487. By this, let me change this line from pink. So we've got, like I said, this range along the bottom, and I'm now given this long wick, which is I always think of these, when you get these wicks, either up or down, I always think of we've tested that price, oh, we didn't like it, we pulled back. We tested it up, oh, we didn't like that, we pulled back. So when you've got these long wicks, I think this is a price rejection from this level. It pushed the price up. So I'm now expecting it to potentially go back up to here. But I don't know. And one of the things that you and I were talking about, Crypto Rich, was like having investment strategies for whatever the market does. So, with this price action, it doesn't really matter what the price action is doing if you've got a good investment strategy for it.
Yes, and then you say you don't know. Nobody knows. I don't really know. But what we're looking at is probabilities. And for those of you that aren't familiar with how technical analysis works, what we're actually tracking is human behavior as measured by candles, fear and greed. People get hopeful the price is going to go up, so they buy in. People get scared, or they think, oh, it's going to go down because it's too high, it's overbought, and then they sell, or they want to take profits. So it is just a measure of human emotions, and it's been used, I think, thousands of years. It goes back to Chinese traders in the rice markets. That's where the candles come from. So it's likely that we're going to hit support around about, can't see it too clearly, about 18,000, and we may, and then bounce back up. We may have already bounced up from this hammer, and then you're looking at what price is that? 21,400.
21 and a half. I mean, you can see you've got this good test over here, and then it broke through, and then it crashed back down. So it might well carry on down for a bit, maybe get down to this level again, where this candle had a low at 18,538, but then I'm expecting this to potentially bounce back up. But that depends on also the macroeconomic factors.
That's right. There is something very big happening this week that will affect all the markets, and we'll talk about it at the end. Do you want to have a look at Ethereum?
Sure.
You don't use any indicators like TA like moving averages, RSI?
I can do, and I think, how do I feel about indicators? Indicators have some good points, and they have some bad points. Indicators indicate. Alas, in my humble opinion, they are not the gospel truth. And I think some people become almost like too dependent on them. So I do use indicators. I use RSI, MFI one, and I use a MACD one. So I have both of those. I use both of those. But I think when you first start looking at charts, it's really good to say to yourself, what is this chart doing? This chart is doing, this is Ethereum. This has done some higher highs, higher lows. So let me get there's my zigzaggy line. Hold on. Oh, what I'm looking for. Edit this bit out. So to use the path tool in TradingView. So this is higher highs, higher lows. And now this is doing a lower low, lower high, and now it's heading down. So again, I'm expecting maybe this potentially to go back up maybe to this area and then potentially carry on down.
Right. And what is the area that you're thinking it's going to go back up to? What is it?
So again, similar to Bitcoin, and again, depends on the macroeconomic factors. But this area here.
What's the figures?
The figures would be, this is about 17,000. The exact figure on that is
17,000.
Yeah, 1695.
Yeah, 1,700.
1,700. Sorry, 1,700.
Not
Yes.
17,000. We're not there yet.
And then again, if it pops up, it could well pop back down, and then we're back looking at this range along the bottom. Get the tool for that. So this range along the bottom is at 998.
998. Okay. All right. So that's almost like I would think it would be the round numbers because of their psychological value. So we could say maybe 1,000, but it might go up a little bit more, a little bit less than that. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you one then. So that's Ethereum. I'm going to share my screen because I'd like to show you Cosmos and then do my little bit of TA. Okay. So this is ATOM. ATOM is the ticker symbol ATOM of Cosmos. And if those of you that are regular subscribers, you know I cover the Cosmos projects quite a bit. And I've just recently done a whole bunch of videos on Shade Protocol and on Secret Network, and I've got more to come. And ATOM is, I suppose, the mothership of that entire ecosystem. And ATOM's been on a tear. This orange line is the Bitcoin price. So you can see while Bitcoin's been going down since about middle of August, ATOM has still been going up in this sort of staircase pattern. So it's been trading in this range of about, it hit a high of 1646, touched that again, and just bouncing off this trend line. And then I do use moving averages, and I don't know which ones these are. Let me just check. So this one is the 100. So it's above the 100 EMA, but below the 200 EMA, and the 50 EMA, it's also above the 50 EMA, which has crossed over the 100. Which means the trend, the short-term trend is bullish. And then we have volume decreasing here for the last week or so, which is okay. And this one is, that it keeps bouncing off, is the 20-day EMA. This is on the daily chart. But on the RSI, it's looking towards the top, not quite seriously oversold yet. But unless something changes in terms of the macro environment, the macro cosmos environment and the macro financial environment, I would expect ATOM to continue in this range, to keep continuing. And what is the cosmos macro environment? Do you know, Deb?
Not really. What do you say it is?
Airdrops, lots and lots of airdrops. Last week there were 2 airdrops for ATOM holders. This week there's an airdrop for Juno holders. But ATOM and Crow are the most liquid assets of the Cosmos ecosystem. So people are buying ATOM or they're buying Crow to enter into the Cosmos ecosystem. Although Juno is available in lots of other exchanges, but ATOM and Crow are way more liquid. The other thing is ATOM is bringing interchain staking. Now that may not be the correct term for it, but what it means is, so I stake ATOM, and I'm staking it with a particular validator. So I actually do stake with, say, with Crypto Assassin. I get rewards for staking and delegating my tokens to Crypto Assassin as a validator. However, what's coming down the line in a few months is that not only will I get ATOM rewards for staking ATOM, I will get a little bit of the rewards for every other crypto that Crypto Assassin, that validator, also has delegated to. So I know Crypto Assassin for for Osmo, for Stride, for Evmos, a few others. So I'd be getting, as well as ATOM rewards, I'd be getting those other rewards. So that opportunity to earn passive income through airdrops, through more staking rewards, puts an upward pressure on the price. So those are the macro fun factors within the Cosmos ecosystem. Any questions about that? Because I know you've been interested in Cosmos ecosystem.
And I think this is the difference between you and me. You love this staking thing, and I'm like, that seems like way too much work. And we've had this discussion, and you're like, oh my goodness, trading, that's way too much work. And I think it's just different strokes for different folks. Like, I know I probably should look at this. And that's the other thing about in crypto land, as I call it. There's just so much.
There is
like I never did the NFT thing. I was like, I don't trade trading cards, be they Pokemon or FIFA or whatever like that. Like, I've never collected those cards and traded those cards. Why do I want to do a digital version of that? So, and I think that's one of the things, like, if you're interested in crypto at all, you don't have to do it all. You can just do your one little bit and be happy.
Yes.
And enjoy it. But you talk about these things, as you can tell, I'm like, it's gone completely over.
Do you keep your cryptos in a wallet? Silly question.
I have a mixture. I obviously trade, so I need some on some exchanges to have liquid there, and then I keep some in a wallet, of course.
Right, and you may have there's hardware wallets and there's software wallets and stuff, right? Whole range, right? So staking really is as simple as keeping them in a wallet.
Yeah, I think the other thing is you need to be careful where you are staking. The accent is very British, but I'm actually based in Sweden, and so the Swedish regulations around crypto and staking are a bit different. So just to be mindful of wherever you're watching in the world.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good because you got to pay attention to the rules in your particular jurisdiction. But for anybody watching, it essentially is you're holding the cryptocurrencies in your own wallet. Now you can do staking by having your coins in a particular exchange. I don't do that because not your keys, not your crypto. But with staking, you hold them in your own wallet and you have the private keys. And by delegating within the Cosmos ecosystem, this might get a bit technical. All I'm doing is assigning my voting power to a particular validator. That's all it is. The coins stay with me. Okay, so let's talk macro. So we're recording this on Tuesday, the 20th of September at 10:20. It's 10:26 in the morning UK time, 11:26 in Sweden. What is happening this week and why?
Okay, so this week, may I share my screen again?
Sure. Hold on a second.
So this week, I use Forex.
All right, this is your calendar of events this week.
So this is from Forex Factory, and they put out a calendar, and they say what's going to happen this week, and also they assign it a rating. So things in red, you need to pay more attention to than things in yellow. So today, Canada is coming out with their consumer price index, the inflation figure. But tomorrow, the big one to watch out for is the federal funds rate. And over here, you've got what the previous was and what the forecast is at the top. And then when they've got the actual data, they put it in. So if we go down to the Fed funds rate, it's currently at 2.5, and they're expecting, in the world of crystal balls and expectations, they're expecting 3.25. So that's a 75 basis points hike or a 0.75 percentage increase in interest rates. Obviously, once that data is released, then in the blank space will then be what the actual is. And I think, just to give you an example, I mean, we've just had the interest rate released for Sweden. We were negative like a few months ago, and then at 0, and it was at 0.75, and today they've gone from 0.75% to 1.75%. So they've put it up 100 basis points or 1%. Yeah, and depending on who you follow and what you watch, one of the channels that I really watch a lot and listen to about economic news and what it means is called Wealthion by Adam Taggart. Do you know it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they do some great, they have some brilliant guest speakers and some really great analysis about what these things mean and what's to be interpreted from what Jerome Powell said, especially in Jackson's Hole speech the other week, but what the Fed are doing and how much they're talking about. Sometimes the rate of change is more important than by how much it changes. So if you consider we've gone from like 0 to hero in a lot of these economic measures really, really quickly, that's more important than how much it is. They gave a great analogy of like, if I say drink a gallon of water, you're like, okay, drink a gallon of water in 10 seconds. You're going to be like, I can't drink a gallon of water in 10 seconds. I'm going to drown. If I say, okay, drink a gallon of water over 10 days, you're going to be fine. And I think that's what they're talking about when they talk about the rate of change is just as important as the change itself. Our rate of change at the moment is really high, given how it's going.
Right. Okay. And what do you think what impact is it going to have on the financial markets in general, and what impact do you think it's going to have on Bitcoin?
So I think depending on what happens, I mean, if it's less than expected, I think Bitcoin will just kind of like bobble along to the sideways, might move a bit more up. That's if it's less than expected. So if it comes in at 0.5, then I think it might be, oh, this is good news, better than expected. They'll keep the, I think Bitcoin will, like I said, probably even maybe have a little pump. If it comes in, and at the moment they're expecting 0.75, I think that's kind of like priced in almost. Mm-hmm. I think if they come in at hot at 1% or 100 basis points, I think that's just going to be down. I mean, I don't know if you caught the market the other day when they announced the inflation rate. It was a little bit higher than expected, and everything, gold, Bitcoin, stocks, indexes just plummeted down quite sharply. So I think, knowing that that's possible, again, going back to, have you got a strategy for whatever the market's doing is really important.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, my 10 pence worth, and I'm not a professional trader, and neither is Deb. So you really want to do your own, take your own risk, do your own due diligence, do your own research, and then decide for yourself. So here's what I think is likely to happen. I think at least 0.75%, 0.75% or 75 basis points is the technical term. I think it's going to depress the market, and it could lead to liquidations where people need cash in order to make good their losses. So then you're going to have institutions cashing in gold, cashing in silver. Well, not much silver. I don't think silver's going to go down very much. It's already at ridiculously low levels. But cashing in their Bitcoin and everything else, I think everything is going to take a hit. But I don't think it's going to last. I think safe haven assets such as gold and Bitcoin will recover much, much quicker than the other assets. And then in terms of the FX markets, because this is what I'm watching living in Europe, it's bye-bye euro, bye-bye pound. Now, the pound does have hope. There is hope for the pound because we do have energy sources. If only we start digging up the oil that's under the North Sea, new deposits that have been found, and also the coal that we have in England, right? Means that we can actually get back on our knees. It'll take a few years. But the euro, she is bye-bye. And then what's going to happen in the emerging markets that have to pay for all their debts that are priced in dollars, they're going to rush to buy dollars, drive the dollars up. Their local currencies are going to crash further. And it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
I mean, I think, like I said, this Wealthy On channel, we were talking about why is the dollar continuing to climb? And go watch the video. They explained it far better than I'll ever do justice to. But basically, they're saying precisely that, like, there's this demand for dollars because people need these dollars to pay it back, and now they're running out of dollars. Like, the amount of dollars, even though they've printed a phenomenal amount of them, there's still not enough to pay back all these debts and service all these debts and equity in all these zombie companies and, these zombie countries in some ways. You mean
the European Union, right? As a collection of zombie countries.
Well, it's like, what's your GDP? Oh, it's 130%, and, there's a lot of places where, things could have been so different. And I think countries having gold and silver, and if you look at who's hoovering up gold like crazy, it's been some of these countries that,
Russia, China, Turkey, others like Kazakhstan as well. I think the other thing that's if people don't know, you may not know, Deb, but it's that the Saudis are building a gold refinery. Moscow has announced they're going to have a gold Moscow exchange. They're going to have a gold exchange in Moscow, which will deal only in physical. India is buying up loads and loads of silver, and they're building a gold refinery as well. And Indian individuals, retail holders, own more gold than pretty much any single central bank, as far as we know, because they really do value gold. And the gold from the West is draining away into the coffers of the South and the East. Yeah. And gold is the ultimate form of money.
Yeah, gold. It's and I don't know if any of your viewers will have watched. Part of the reason I got into this trading crypto journey, I had a dear friend of ours, who shall remain nameless, tell me, go and watch the series by Mike Maloney, The Hidden Secrets of Money. Love that series. Brilliant place to start to understand money. And there's a bit where they've got like cartoon drawing of what could happen, and they're talking about literally kicking bundles of money out of helicopters over people's houses, which was basically what the stimmy checks were.
Yeah.
You know, and the idea of what then happens or can potentially happen. We are due a monetary reset, as it were. Like, no monetary system has lasted longer than like 50 odd years, so we're really at that point. And you know, how they're going to reset money this time, I think they're going to make it digital. So, and I have a whole bunch of opinions, which might not be for this particular episode, but maybe we can talk about central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, another time.
Yep. Well, I have covered those. I have covered those in my videos with Tom Luongo and Alexander Mercouris. I have another video scheduled with them in a few days' time. And Tom Luongo does some really great analysis. And his argument is, and he's been on track, is that the Federal Reserve does not want CBDCs, and they're out to bankrupt the WEF, who have their financial base in Europe, which is why the Federal Reserve is out to destroy the euro by raising interest rates and draining capital from Europe and from the European elites who are out, who congregate at Davos, who are funding WEF, who want us to own nothing, eat bugs, and then apparently we'll be happy. Because Klaus Schwab will be happier because he'll get steak and own everything. Deb, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Do you want to talk about investment strategy, or should we leave that for another video?
We'll leave that for next week. Right? Leave that for next week.
All right, then let's do that then.
That's it. And I'll have your TradingView link in the description below. So if people want to take up TradingView, you know, Deb will get a little, I don't know, payment from the company. And
I don't know either.
I don't know either, right? So if you have any comments or questions, leave them in the description below. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. It's Crypto Deb and Crypto Rich signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.